They built their pool on my land, so I made them tear down half their house. I bought my dream property in the mountains 3 years ago. 5 acres of pristine forest, a creek running through the back, and enough space to finally build the workshop I'd always wanted. The previous owner left clear survey markers, and I even had the property professionally resurveyed before closing. Everything was perfect. Then the Blackwoods moved in next door. They were rich city folks who bought the adjacent lot and immediately started building what they called their mountain retreat, an 8,000 square foot mansion loaded with every luxury you could imagine. I didn't mind at first. Good fences make good neighbors, right? Wrong. From day one, they started encroaching on my land. Their contractors used my driveway because theirs was too steep. They stored equipment on my side. When I confronted them, Mrs. Blackwood laughed and said, "It's just dirt. Don't be so territorial." But the real problem came when they built their infinity pool. I stood in my kitchen window, watching as excavators dug closer and closer to the property line. Too close. I walked over with my survey documents in hand and told the foreman, "You're building on my property." That's when Mr. Blackwood appeared with his fancy architect. He smugly claimed their survey was more recent and accurate than mine. That's when I realized something important. They had made a catastrophic mistake. I know exactly how surveys work and what happens when people build on land they don't own. I pulled out every document I had. My survey was conducted by a licensed professional using GPS coordinates tied to federal benchmarks. Theirs done by their architect's cousin with a cheap measuring wheel and estimates. So I hired the county's most respected firm to resurvey. The results were devastating for them. Not only was their pool on my land, but their entire western wing, including the master suite and 3-car garage, crossed 12 feet into my property. I hand-delivered the survey results with a formal trespass notice. They had 30 days to remove every structure from my land or face legal action. Mr. Blackwood went nuclear. He hired 3 law firms, threatened to sue me, and even tried to get the county to adjust the property lines. But his lawyers quickly learned what I already knew. You can't retroactively steal someone's land just because you built on it. Then the banks got involved. Their mortgage company froze the construction loan the moment they learned part of the house sat on my land. Suddenly, the Blackwoods were out of money and out of time. But I wasn't done. I filed a complaint with the county about unpermitted construction. Since their permits were based on a bogus survey, every single approval was invalid. The county issued a stop work order and demanded they resubmit plans. The Blackwoods had 2 choices: tear down half their house or buy my land at whatever price I named. They begged. First, $50,000, then $100,000. Mrs. Blackwood even came to my door in tears. I let them sweat for 6 weeks as their contractors quit, and their architect stopped returning calls. Finally, I named my price, $400,000, cash, plus every legal fee, survey cost, and damages to my property. They had no choice. The alternative would have cost them over $800,000 in demolition and rebuilding. They paid, but the damage was done. They blew through their construction budget and eventually sold the unfinished mansion at a massive loss. Now, I've got an extra $400,000 in my retirement fund, 5 more acres of mountain paradise, and peaceful new neighbors who respect property lines. If you want to hear most beautiful revenge check related video.